You may be wondering, is it possible to actually evaluate a person the first time you see them? If so, then how? Is it how they walk, or is it how they interact with other people? While it is said that the first impression lasts, there's always more to a person than what we perceive him to be. However, there are ways to tell a lot about people after seeing them for the first time and having a few interactions. It only takes your attention and some of the tips that we'll be discussing in this video. Hello there, this is Top Wisdom. Before we begin, please do support our channel by hitting the subscribe button. For this video, we'll take a look at the 12 things that will tell you about a person's personality. If you're done subscribing, then let us begin. 1. How they handle service staff. The way people treat a service staff tells a lot about them. As a matter of fact, how they treat people who work in food establishments, department stores, retails, and the hospitality industry show how they behave towards people in general. You may be wondering, why are the service staff our basis on a person's personality? It's because at this point, a person feels like he's in the ultimate position of power. Why? Because it is the service staff's job to be polite to its customers at all times and make them feel that the customer is always right. So if a person treats these people poorly, either he's having a bad day or he has low morale, empathy, or even self-respect. Keep in mind that regardless of our status, we are all equal and we should never act like we're above anybody. 2. How they choose their words. The way a person chooses his words to communicate is a big factor in determining his personality. Is he careful on his words so as not to hurt the feelings of other people? Or are his words sharp and too direct, which often cause offense from the person he's talking to? Also, observe how often a person uses I in his words. If it's too much, there's a high chance that he's a narcissist, a person who thinks highly of himself. The way a person communicates tells a lot about him, if he's a considerate person or if he's selfish and only thinks of himself. 3. How they answer questions. Listen carefully on how a person responds to a question he doesn't know the answer to. Does he answer it too confidently, even though he doesn't know if his answer is correct? Or does he admit that he's not sure of it? You don't want to hang out with people who are too full of themselves, who think they're right, and who don't listen to people around him. Those people who think that they're the best will never progress. 4. How they treat those who can do nothing for them. There's a popular saying which states that, treat the CEO the same way you would treat a janitor. When you want to evaluate someone, always keep this saying in your mind. Does he treat a person based on his job position? Or was it based on how he would benefit from that certain person? These differences are something you should be aware of, since it tells a lot about a person you are dealing with. 5. How often they say please and thank you. This is a basic level of politeness that a person should possess, yet not everyone has. If a person often says please and thank you, then you should know that you're dealing with someone that is socially intelligent. In addition, you should also observe their ability to admit their mistakes. Do they apologize for an honest mistake, or do they insist that they are right? This simple act can make someone's day, create good relationships with other people, and overall, it does make a person feel good about himself. After all, it is a basic manner that we should all know. 6. How they respond at slight social pressure or uncomfortable situations. Social pressure means any circumstance that will cause a little bit of friction. Example is when a person is at the restaurant counter and she asked for additional order, yet the service staff didn't hear her. Will she repeat the order in a louder voice that will cause a little bit of friction? Or will she act like nothing happened since it feels safer? This simple act will tell how a person responds to bigger and more serious situations that surely has more social pressure. Is she capable of handling the pressure to get what she wants, or will she opt to stay quiet? 7. How they respond to the achievement of others. There are circumstances where you can learn or guess how a person is like by observing his face whenever someone receives a good fortune. Example is when his co-employee gets promoted. Does his face show genuine happiness, or does it show envy? Did he give a negative comment, or did he express his support for his colleague? Be careful of a person who tends to be bitter about someone's success. They won't benefit you in the slightest bit, and are likely to do the same when you reach a certain goal in your life. 8. how often they post on social media. Pay attention to how much a person presents himself online. Does he always post on social media, or he'd rather keep his life private? What a person shares on social media are usually the things that he likes to do, such as going out with friends, reading a book, going to a cafe, or walking his dog in the park. What he posts or tweets can give you a lot of what's going on in that person's mind, thus helping you to get an idea on how to approach that person. 9. How their body language speaks. Researchers believe that our body language, gestures, and actions make up 65% of all communication. That said, it is important that we observe someone's actions aside from what comes out of his mouth. Body language is a powerful tool to read someone's emotion. For example, a genuine smile shows that a person is happy about something, while a fidgety hand conveys that a person is nervous or excited. Most of the time, a person does this unconsciously, which is why it is an effective way to know about a person. 10. How they make eye contact. Another thing you might want to consider is how a person looks at someone he's talking to. Does he look into that person's eyes, or does he look somewhere else? Eye contact is a good sign that a person pays attention to what you're saying, while looking somewhere else is a sign that he's not interested in the topic. These might not always be the case though. If the person is having a hard time making eye contact with you, it might be because he's nervous, shy, or intimidated. 11. How they handle rejection. How does this person respond to no? Does he stay calm and understand the situation? Does he stay positive and hope to do better next time? Does he get offended because he was declined, or does he express himself by doing a childlike tantrum? A matured and well-educated person knows that not everything can be attained in this world. 12. How they talk about other people. Is this person a gossip? Does he talk about others' personal lives? Is his information true and accurate? Or are there no basis for all those? There are good gossip, such as talking about others' achievements and using it to inspire each other, but there also exists bad gossip which won't do you any good. It's best to stay away from those kinds of people. Although these things are not 100% applicable at all times, it can help you to learn how to approach and be mindful when talking with a certain type of person. In addition, it's easy. You just need to pay attention to the person you're talking to. Who knows, it may change your life in a great way. And that wraps up today's video. As always, if you find this video helpful, please do like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell button so you don't miss any of our posts. Once again, this is Top Wisdom. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.